Hadith is...
Hold on. Isn't it this guy, Muhammad, just, I hang up on him. He said he don't believe in this hadith. Hey guys, didn't he say, just now I hang up on him. He said, I don't believe in this hadith. Now he's saying it's true.
I know this hadith. Hey, guys, I know this hadith. I know it very well.
Okay, calm down. Why are you so frustrated? Why you just calm down? You know the hadith, so what?
Frustrated, I'm only talking now.
Abbas, does it say sahih?
Take a breath.
Does it say sahih?
Yes.
Okay, does it say sahih?
Yes, it says Sahih Albani.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Albani says,
No problem. So, does it say here that he did?
Hey, this is true.
This is true.
well,
It
are you
is that
putting
I don't think this hadith is sahih. I don't think that really.
Abbas,
Yeah.
does it say
Yes.
that your prophet, he did jump with the dead dogs, women blood from period, and he was there?
show me? Okay, now can I read it now?
Go ahead.
Abu Sayyid al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu said that some people ask God's messenger whether they might perform ablution out of the well of a Buddha, which was a well into which menstrual clothes and dead dogs, stinking things were thrown. And he replied, water is pure and is not defiled by anything.
Okay.
What does it say he went in there?
Okay, no problem. I'm asking you, why they are asking him that? Is that because... okay, Abbas, guys, he got me busted. It doesn't say that he is the one who went there. He get excited. This is how you make Muslims excited. Learn. Abbas, hold on.
Maybe you get worse over the time.
Abbas, okay. My friend, the one who says you can find Mansour Farazan, just text me, and I do not need to find you. You are the one who will talk to me. Find me, text me, and I will call you. The sea was getting worse. So you acknowledge that the Muslim, they were asking him if they can do that there, correct?
Yeah.
And you acknowledge that the Prophet, he never did that.
No, first of all, you must imagine, you said, show me, he says he took a bath. Even they're not even taking bath. Even they're saying they need wudu. You don't understand the difference between wudu and bath?
Hey, can I say something about that?
Okay, Abbas, this is, hold on, Muhammad. This is the hadith in front of you. It says your Prophet doing that.
Why I'm holding on? I know this hadith. Let me say something.
Abbas, answer. You swear by Allah, and you said, Wallahi, he did not do that.
I say, Wallahi, Muhammad wasalam never took a bath. Remember bath, in where there were dead dogs and the menstrual period. But remember bath, I said.
Okay, read that. Okay, here we go. He's stuck with the
This is going to be your third time.
Guys, brother, remember, I said a bath, brother. Remember, brother, I said a bath. Oh boy. Remember, brother, I said a bath. What a bath. Actually, a bath is even, I mean, when you do wudu, is more ugly from doing bath, because now you are going to sniff water in your nose, and this water coming from the poo-poo. Now you are going to put water in your mouth, and this water is coming from the dead dogs and women blood from period. What bath? Wudu is more ugly. When you do wudu with such a thing, is way more ugly, because Muslims, that's what they do. They sniff water, which is very stupid, inside the nose. You try it, it's very disgusting and very, very unpleasant. It doesn't clean anything. And they put water in their ears, and they put water in their mouth. And all this water is coming from what? Dead dogs, women, blood from menstruation. Remember, we are talking about little tiny body of water, like a jacuzzi. This is not running water, as some they try to lie. That's why people, they are asking, why you do that? Because nobody do that, because simply the water is so dirty, filthy. Otherwise, nobody will ask. He's doing something strange.
Lucky, let's see if it's
You are the one who said you take a ghusl before you do pray, correct?
Ghusl, yeah, ghusl. You know what ghusl is?
Yeah, wudu.
No.
Okay, ghusl.
Allah, brother Muhammad, I know you don't have much knowledge of Islam, even though you call yourself Sheikh. Tell him the difference.
Yeah,
Tell him the
hold on,
difference between.
hold on. No, I'm
Oh,
going.
very-
Listen. I just said to him, he said, what ghusl mean? I said, wudu. He said, no. 2 minutes after, he says, ghusl include wudu, which means it's wudu. I mean, stupidity is amazing. Oh boy. The effect of the camel urine. Going by your statement, Abbas, you are the one who said to me, before he pray, he have to do ghusl.
After having sex, brother.
Okay, but before he pray, he have to do ghusl. Do he do ghusl before he pray or not?
I say after having sex with your wife, ghusl is must on you, and ghusl is not wudu. Ghusl is taking the whole bath.
Okay, I will go with you. So which one is more important?
You have to go with me. You have no choice.
Okay, I will go with you. So which one is more important, wudu or ghusl?
Ghusl.
Ghusl has wudu inside it, but ghusl is compulsory.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? I said to him, ghusl is wudu. He said no. Oh boy. He cannot beat this. He cannot beat this stupidity. It's beyond imagination. So now we come to the conclusion that ghusl is wudu in the same time. That's what he just confessed.
See,
guys,
when you
did you hear? He just said, Abbas, he just said, wudu is not ghusl. Now he just said that ghusl is a wudu. He said ghusl is, he said wudu is inside. You said wudu is inside it. So when you do ghusl, you are doing both, correct?
I say wudu is. No, ghusl has wudu in it.
Okay.
But wudu doesn't have ghusl.
Okay.
So ghusl is more
thank
superior.
you, guys. So when your prophet he do ghusl, when your prophet he do ghusl, okay, when you do your prophet ghusl, he is ready to pray. So wudu is something you do to prepare yourself to meet Allah, correct?
Right.
Okay. Read with me how your prophet he prepared himself by doing wudu to meet Allah.
Why are you changing the topic, brother?
I'm not changing the topic. Your prophet he did ghusl, and ghusl is wudu is inside it. You just what you said. This is who you said that, not me. A second ago. So now your prophet is ready to meet Allah after ghusl. And where your prophet he do ghusl? Read.
You are well known.
Abbas,
you are really well schooled.
Abbas, read.
Brother Muhammad.
Very well schooled. Very well. I see it. Very well schooled.
Brother Muhammad, can you just tell him, CP, the difference between ghusl and wudu?
You just told me the difference. You said that wudu is inside the ghusl. So when you do ghusl, you are doing both, correct?
And what did you say? Muhammad Sallallahu taking a ghusl.
You said Abbas, don't hide behind Muhammad now. Don't hide behind him. You said that wudu is inside the ghusl, which means when you do ghusl, you are doing both.
Now the sheikh behind me, huh?
Okay.
Now
so now I'm asking you, Abbas, when your prophet do ghusl or he do wudu, where he do it? He do it with dead dogs.
This guy is a
CP, I don't deal with idiots. You're behaving like an idiot right now.
See, you are going to hang up. We will hang up, see? See? Do you see how you debate Muslims? Not like those Christians. You know, I don't like to put them down. I encourage them to do good. But learn how to debate Muslims. Don't do the 5 minute for you, 5 minute for me stupid thing. Don't do that. When a Muslim, he make a poo-poo, let him grab it by his hand. Don't let it on the floor. This is how you can debate Muslims. Any Christian who have a page without mentioning names, he do debate in the form of 5 minutes for me, introduction for you, or now 20 minutes for you, and now 15 minutes for him, and now 5 minutes for... This is not a debate, this is garbage. And not only that, both of them, they are reading paper they wrote a week or 2 weeks ago. This is how you corner them. And now he is in the corner. He's a prophet. He is doing wudu. How he do wudu to meet Allah? Remember the purpose of being. We have Jihad with us. How are you, Jihad?
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Jihad, how are you, my friend?
What's the topic?
The topic is how to do wudu. How to do wudu, Jihad?
Before you pray,
Yeah.
you have to put the water on your face,
Okay.
inside your nose,
Okay.
inside your ears,
All right.
on your hair, on your arms, on your legs, and on your private parts.
Okay.
Well, when you wash each individual body part, you should do it 3 times each.
All right. So 3 times, and let us
That's
count
how
together.
that's how the prophet did it.
And you have to wipe your hair, right?
Oh,
Your head.
but hang on. But before we get into that, can we set the record straight? Because the other day you said that I was using the F word and I threatened to kill you. That's not true. You must be confusing me with somebody else.
Yeah, there's many people call themselves Jihad. Who can, I don't know. You know.
Okay,
Somebody.
but I didn't do those things.
Yeah, it's not
so
you.
You shouldn't accuse me.
I'm not saying you. I didn't say you. I'm saying someone. His name is Jihad, etc. He is saying I can show the text. You know. Actually,
Yeah, sure. Because it's not me.
Yeah,
But anyways.
Anyway,
so now, send it to me.
So now you missed something. You missed something. That your prophet he have to wipe his head with that water too. Correct.
Are you talking about? So are you referencing the hadith where supposedly the Prophet alayhi salam took a bath in water that might have possibly not been clean?
Not possibly. It says there's dead dogs and women blood from menstruation and rags and garbage, and you just said he took a bath, so you agree he took a bath there. Okay,
but don't you know that he lived in the desert, my friend, when
So
the water is very scarce?
but he is the only one who was doing that. You see, in the desert, because water is so little, nobody throw garbage in it unless it is bad water. Correct. This is the only source of water. I mean, you just say that there is little water. So why in the world anyone want to throw garbage and dead dogs in the only water they drink? Obviously, this is not the only water they have. And you know that Muslims, they have Zamzam, correct? So Muhammad, he can go to Zamzam. According to Muslim, this is very holy water. And he can clean himself. It's in the same town. So why he need to go to that water?
But this is not a good argument. I mean, you know, you can come with something else, because this is from that at that time things were different.
So at that time,
maybe at that specific time he needed to pray, and there was no water around him at the moment. You see, so
okay. Let me ask you.
Where are you going to go with this?
So why people are questioning how he do that? Because if this is normal at that time, then nobody should be asking how you do that.
Well, because I mean, they have a question, and he told them that.
No. This is not a question. They are saying to him, read carefully. You do this.
Well, if you need me to read the screen, I need to get my laptop. So just 1 minute, because I'm calling you with my phone. Just 1 moment.
All right. Did he hang up? I think he hung up. He will call me back.
No, I did not hang up.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. Just 1 moment. Okay. YouTube. So, will you allow me to talk about the Bible too?
We can go as you want, but trying to change the topic, no problem.
No, not now. We'll finish the topic.
Okay.
At some point in the conversation.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
So? Sorry, Jihad. Somebody called by mistake. Fatima, if you keep calling, I will block you. I'm talking to the person. All right, Fatima, if you call one more time.
Hello?
Yeah, there's somebody,
I'm here.
Sheikh Fatima, he called and I accepted his call by mistake.
So are you hanging up on me to take another call?
No. By mistake, I accepted his call.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're back to the topic, right?
Yeah. Read.
It was said, "O Messenger of Allah, you perform wudu from the well into which the bodies of dogs, menstrual rags, and garbage are thrown." He said, "Water is pure and is not made impure by anything." So,
yeah,
what's the issue?
Well, the issue now, your prophet, he is preparing himself to pray to Allah. Correct?
What's the issue there?
I'm saying that your prophet, what is the purpose of the wudu? The word wudu.
The word wudu is to purify yourself.
Okay.
Clean yourself.
So how you purify yourself to meet Allah? By putting water, have dead dogs stuff in it, women blood from period, which will be all over the water, very dirty, and even the hadith says stinky garbage. So how you are purifying yourself? In one hand,
I mean, it's not something I would do.
Yeah.
But
why you will not do? Why you will not do?
Because I have running water, because I live in the 21st century.
Well, there's always rainwater somewhere. Otherwise, those people, they will be dead.
Okay, so are you trying to say that there was running water that he could have used?
Are you saying to me that people, they used to drink from that water, and at the same time they throw their dogs in it and garbage?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's obvious. There's no way. People will kill you if you do that. I mean, if this is the only water they have, and then you throw garbage in it, or you pee in it, or you throw because when a woman, they throw their menstruation rags, this is worse than peeing. Do you think there's any human being, little tiny group of people who live in a place, have little tiny body of water, and then what they do, they throw garbage in it, and they throw the dead dogs? I mean, you can throw the dead dog in the sand. You don't have to throw it there. You can throw your rags in the sand. You have a desert, you have the whole desert.
But do we have to agree with this hadith?
What do you mean you have to? This is sahih.
Yeah, but I thought it's been established now, and I thought you were well aware that not every sahih hadith is correct. And I thought...
So now we have a new game, that not every authentic hadith is authentic.
You know, in my opinion, I don't trust all of the Sahaba. I do not.
You don't?
Because I think some of those Sahabi were liars in my book. Some of them. So, but if we're going to operate under the assumption that this is Sahih,
okay,
and the Prophet did it, then the Prophet did it, and he knows what the best thing to do is.
So why you must
Allah will protect him from any disease coming to him.
He did not. Allah did not protect him. Your Prophet is always sick.
He's always sick.
Yeah, I can show you tons of hadith about him.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean he's always sick?
Okay, isn't it your Prophet? He says that we, the people of the prophets, Allah, He tests us by being sick. And he mentioned being sick because of a fleas, literally.
I've never heard about that.
Okay, let me show you the hadith. But what do you think about a prophet? This is explained why he have too much fleas. You know, because being dirty.
But CP, let me explain to you. This is not the essence of Islam. These finer details of the Prophet's life that you're mentioning, this is not the reason why we have Iman. At the end of the day, we seek to pray and to fast and to believe in Allah and to believe in His Prophet and to believe in what He taught. But you go to things like, you know, the Prophet, he was a man, so he lived an everyday life.
He was a dirty man. Not a man. He was a dirty man.
So, based on the resources resources that he had available to him, and nobody can be really certain
Well,
for
no,
sure.
hold on, hold on. You see, if this is what people do, I ask you, you said yourself, I will not do that. And there's no way people, they are going to throw garbage in the water they drink. And obviously, this is not the water they drink from, right? Read with me carefully. You're a prophet here. This is how sick he is, always is. He always have a fever. He's always sick. And why he is sick, it's clear that Allah did not, as you said, Allah protect him as you claim. Actually, even Muhammad died by poison. What protection? Then it says here,
he died by poison?
Yes.
By a Jewish woman?
Yeah, she bought poison from Home Depot for rats, and she put it in the food for him, and he died.
From where? From where?
From Home Depot. What? I mean, there's no Home Depot at that time. Don't tell me there's no Home Depot at that time. That would be shocking news for me. I mean, how in the world people they can live without Home Depot at that time? Come on, the Jihad, don't do that to me. Come on, you know.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Man, this is all just a joke to you, huh?
Okay, so now I'm asking you. So you're a prophet. You said he's protected. Read with me carefully. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri reported that he came, and actually you speak Arabic, you do not need the English one. Shall I send you the link?
You can send me the link, but I still
Okay. Okay,
you know that like I'm third grade with Arabic reading.
Okay,
so
no
we
problem.
can do English. I'll accept it.
He came to the messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, which while he had a fever, he had covering over him. He placed his hand on him, and he discovered that he is hot above the covering. Not only is hot, I mean, guys, even the covering.
Well, hold on, slow down. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri reported that he came to the messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, while he had a fever. He had a covering over him. He placed his hand on him and discovered that it was hot above the covering. Abu Sa'id exclaimed, "How hot your fever is, Messenger of Allah." He said, "We are like that. The affliction is hard on us, but the reward is doubled." And that's all I can read. I can't read anything else.
Okay, continue. I screwed down.
Is doubled for, let me see. Okay. For us. He said, "Messenger of Allah, which people have the greatest affliction?" He replied, "The prophets, and then the righteous. One of them was tested by poverty to such an extent." One of them, that's true. In the Bible, you have...
Continue.
One of them was tested by poverty. And a prophet cannot get sick? I mean, if he's a man, he
Continue.
One of them was tested by poverty to such an extent that he could only find a robe to cover himself with, and he wore it. Another was tested by fleas until they killed him. They have greater joy in affliction than one of...
So Muhammad, he was suffering from fleas.
And another was tested by fleas, but did it say Muhammad exactly, or was it say one of them was tested by poverty?
So are you saying your prophet don't have fleas?
He could. I'm not saying that he didn't, but I'm not saying that he did, because I never seen anything that he did. But if he did have fleas, why would that be such a big deal? I don't get it.
Okay, because
if he's a man, and he gets,
he's a man, no problem. He's a man. The Muslim actually, in his time, they are full of fleas. You are right, and I can show you that all of them they are full of fleas. To the point the fleas come from their head like rain. But this is another question now. Why a person, he is a prophet of God, he been taught how to do ablution. And ablution, the purpose of it is to be clean. The purpose is to meet Allah. Let me ask you, the woman is in Islam, she is not allowed to pray when she have her menstruation.
No, a woman should not pray with menstruation.
Exactly. What menstruation does then, according to the Islam, then for the woman, to make her not to be able to pray?
Okay. Okay.
Make her impure, correct? Impure.
Yes.
Okay. So you're a prophet now taking a shower, and you are the one who used a bath, or not me. He taking a bath in a water have ministration of blood drags. So how he is preparing himself to meet Allah, and how he forbid the women from praying to Allah because they have menstruation, yet himself he jumped in the water.
Maybe he just made, he made a mistake.
Oh, that's a mistake. But now Muhammad he established a rule saying that.
Do you think I know? How do I know?
What do you
Like,
mean?
I mean, I wish we could have a topic about something that I know about or that I'm prepared for.
Jihad,
but this topic,
the second,
okay, if the Prophet did it, he did it.
Okay,
and that's that.
Okay,
we cannot change it.
No, but we are questioning. You see here, we are questioning his. He have a mental illness. This guy. I mean, there's no way a person.
No.
Okay, hold on. What is the sign, the clear sign of somebody have a mental illness? Can you tell me? How we know if somebody have mental illness?
Well, there's a it depends, CP, because there's a lot of different kinds of mental illnesses that exist. There's depression, there's anxiety, there's schizophrenia. So it's not something you can pinpoint exactly.
You said the three things to me. Can you say the first one? And we'll go second and third. The first one is what?
There's depression, there's anxiety, and there's schizophrenia.
All right.
The first two being more mild.
Did your prophet try to commit suicide because of his depression?
I heard of that, but I heard that was because in the beginning he was very shocked that he was a prophet.
So now we proved, me and you, that Muhammad was suffering from bad depression to the point he tried to commit suicide. Correct?
Because CP, he wasn't.
Doesn't matter what the cause. Doesn't matter. You see, I asked you, what is the sign of mental illness? You said depression. It's you who chose it.
But I was speaking in terms of what it exists.
Okay, I ask you.
My friend, why do you do this?
How we know? Hold on. How we know that somebody is mentally ill? You said the word depression, not me. And here, actually, this is not depression. This is way more than depression, because not everybody have depression. He will go throw himself from the top of a mountain. This guy is suicidal, and not only that, he tried to commit.
It doesn't mean that he was bogged down by life to the point where he wanted to kill himself.
No,
it just because he was receiving, revelations, and at first he wasn't aware. He didn't know what to think.
That make him more guilty, because if you are a person who believe in God and you know that God is true, then you should not kill yourself, because God is not sending you revelation no more. God, you do as you wish.
But wouldn't that have been before suicide? Like, because I don't think that he would, and that the Arabs knew that suicide is haram, because they didn't.
What Arab they knew? Anyone, a human being, you do suicide, you lost your mind.
Of course.
Okay. How many times your prophet he tried to do that? The Hadith says he attended many times, several times, and then each time he go to the top of the high mountain. The angel, he says to him something specific. Do you know what he said to him?
Can you put it? Is it on the screen?
It's in the screen.
Would appear before him and say to him what he said before. Okay. He it is that cleaves the daybreak.
Read carefully. And whenever the period of the coming of the inspiration used to become long, he would do as before. What he do before? Let's go back a little bit here. Okay, it says here, the prophet he becomes so sad, and he have heard that he intended several times to throw himself from the top of the high mountain, and every time he went up to the mountain in order to throw himself, Jibreel, read for me, Jihad.
Gabriel would appear before him and say to him what he had said before.
No, here, I just highlighted for you.
Oh, and whenever the period of the coming of the inspiration used to become long, became so sad, as we have heard, that he intended several times to throw himself from the tops of the high mountains, and every time he went up up the top of a mountain in order to throw himself down, Gabriel would appear before him and say, "Oh Muhammad, you are indeed Allah's messenger in truth," whereupon his heart would become quiet and he would calm down and would return home. You see, I don't know if I can believe this, because it sounds like there are some Sahaba who they were jealous of the Prophet. They want to be the Khalifa, and they want to be the ones in charge, and they are trying to defame him.
Okay, so based on your opinion now, that obviously there's somebody trying to make Muhammad look bad.
Yeah, it
Okay.
has to be the Sahaba who they want to be. Maybe they want to take power of the Muslims after him, or they want to make him look bad in some way. So they, so they make these stories on him.
Okay, so now in order to find a solution for the madness of Muhammad, we claim with no proof that this is a fabrication of the Muslims, who they are the most close people. How come Omar did not say this is false? How come Aisha did not say this is false? How come none of the Muslims say this is false? How come you have it in your book and this is Sahih Bukhari?
Well, I just think that there needs to be a reevaluation of what Hadith should be accepted and what Hadith should not be accepted. Some scholars need to sit down together and sort this out, because if there's a lot of this kind of stuff in there that nobody can answer, then I think some of these should get taken out for sure.
But this is Sahih Bukhari. How you can take it out from the Bukhari?
Because how they want to embarrass the Prophet, like this kind of stuff that's written about the Prophet, it's insulting him. Alayhi salatu wasalam.
Okay, so you
So
agree?
how
Okay.
can we accept it?
Okay, so guys, the Muslim for the last 1400 years, they did not see this as insulting. Jihad today, because he went to school, he is more educated, he is smarter than people before generations, he is not naive. He finds that this is very embarrassing and very insulting. Correct, Jihad?
Yeah, I find that there are certain hadiths that are insulting, yes, to the Prophet himself.
Okay, why you are saying this is insulting?
Because this hadith is depicting my Prophet alayhi salam as if he is not a sane man, which we know that he was.
What
He was a sane man. He was a man with a high IQ. He was a
Your
man.
Prophet, he was a man of high IQ?
Oh yes, he
Can
was
you-
a smart man.
Can you
He
prove
was a
that?
handsome.
Can you prove to me that he was a person who was a smart man?
He was a businessman.
He was working
He
for
used to-
Khadija.
he used to-
He never been
he
a
used-
businessman. No, listen. He was not a businessman. He was working for Khadija. And a smart man, he will not go and work for somebody, at least for a period of time, maybe to collect some money to start his business. But Muhammad never had his own business. He's not a smart man. He's always working for somebody until he claimed to be a prophet. And that became his business. And as you see, this person is suffering from mental illness. Now listen. Is it true that your prophet, he imagined himself he had done things which in fact he did not?
There was also a situation where I thought that they might have been making up hadiths, but that was when maybe he got sick and he